Alright, crazy cop story. Get a couple here. Usually when I do a video about something else, I try to get my crazy cop stories in. Okay, seizing, no. I was going to do another video on that. Gun runs for me, okay, a guy runs for me. I forgot to turn the damn camera so I can't. At least I can stay in the middle. So, they're looking for a suspect. He just, I don't remember what he did. Stabbed, beat up the wife, got in a fight with a boy, did something, but he's running through a neighborhood and he got away. So we set up a perimeter real quick, and the odds of catching somebody is how quick you get a perimeter set up. So when there's a hot call going out, and one of the officers is there and say, I got a suspect fleeing, I need a perimeter set up, dispatch or another officer or the supervisor, because that officer is still trying to get information to put out to other officers, someone else will take the lead and set up what's called a perimeter. So he'll pull out his map real quick and goes, I need a unit here, I need a unit here, and he basically gets all the major traffic points or escape routes covered so cops can look, and if they see somebody running out of the perimeter, we know the guy's inside, so we'll lock it down. So if it's a good felony, well, this was a case where they had a good felony and there was a good perimeter. But it was a pretty big perimeter. I don't know if there was multiple suspects, I can't really remember, but I mean, I've been in so many damn perimeters I can't remember. But I remember this guy because I go in, you know, dressed down like this, and I'm driving my undercover car, and I would always do this. If I was in an area and they were chasing somebody and they had a perimeter set up, I would drive through the neighborhood because they're not going to see a cop car, so they're not going to run and hide. They may, you know, they'll say, oh, it's just some citizen or something, I don't care. But if they see a cop car, they'll stay hidden. So I would drive around my undercover, maybe they would, you know, run, or I could see them and I could look and they would think, oh, he just lives here, he's just driving. So I'm driving through the inner perimeter, the cops have it all out, they're doing their search, and I'm just cruising around. All of a sudden, here comes a dude out of the bushes. Dude, I need a ride, man. Hey, can you get I reached out, I pulled my gun out, I go, dude, bad move, I'm a cop, put your hands up. His face was just like, shit. So that was one of my better kind of running up to me. I mean, I've had other cases where people run up to, you know, do stupid shit and they don't know we're a cop. There was one we were sitting there wearing gang colors and these gang members come up. I'll do another story on that one later. But so that was one of the crazy cop stories, I guess. And the other one is I'm working on a task force in one of the Bay Area cities. And we're sitting in a van and we're doing undercover buys, and we've got an undercover agent out there buying dope, and as soon as he buys it, he calls in, etc. So we're in the van, dude does a buy, he says, okay, the guy's got it, you know, he took it, he wearing so-and-so. So we pull up, and as we jump out of the van, he recognized the van before we even get out of the van. So he's been a crook, probably been arrested by the van before, knows all his buddies have been, you know, they're all talking, hey man, the cops are driving his white van, be careful when that thing's around, they're doing drug stings, don't buy dope from drugs. So as we're pulling up, he's like, Taz, and he starts boogieing down the street, and we're like, shit. So we're all piling out of the van's trying to keep up with him, we're jumping out as he's running, trying to chase him, and he gets into a liquor store. Now, imagine there would be a liquor store in a bad area. There's a direct correlation to the number of liquor stores and bars on the window to what type of neighborhood you're in. So cops call that a clue. If you ever get lost and you find yourself in a neighborhood with a lot of bars on windows, you know, to keep people from breaking in, and a lot of liquor stores, that's a clue you're in the wrong neighborhood, you need to get the hell out of there. But anyway, so we're chasing this guy, and if cops are chasing people, that's probably a clue too. But anyway, so you got 4 or 5 cops running, police, stop, put your hands on the shoulder, and he's running, Task, for task force, that's short, instead of popo or cop or 5-0, whatever. He's yelling, Task! So he gets in the liquor store before we get there. So by the time we get in there, he's running around the store, the liquor's guy like, what the hell? He sees all these cops running in there, sees this guy, we're trying to cut him off, he's turning over, thinking chip bags and shelves, and we finally grab and tackle him. So we stop the store, we go back, we shut the store down because it's kind of a crime scene right now, and we don't know what he did with the dope, and we got to find the dope, so we kind of shut the store down. So I'm at the door, I'm talking to the guy at the door, and they're over there, I think they call it tuning up. Anyway, they were questioning the suspect on what he did with the dope, and for some reason he told them that he threw it, and they didn't necessarily believe him. So went over, grabbed the tape, the videotape from the store, because everybody in those places got videotapes because they know they're going to get robbed, so they're going to need it. And normally they work in the bad areas. In the good areas, they normally don't work. But anyway, so they pull the tape, they look at it, and sure enough, as soon as he comes in, they see him do this. It flies right over the counter and lands by the cigarettes, go over, find the dope. Hey, there's the dope. Perfect. Well, that videotape's good evidence. It shows him doing that. Well, it also shows what maybe some cops did that they shouldn't have done. So I'm like, okay, I assume they're going to book this tape and they're going to take it. So I was going to help out. I go, do you want me to book the tape? No, we got it. So those guys that made the arrest took it. It was their arrest. When you're back up and the primary officer does it, he takes care of his own shit. So I was like, okay, cool, I won't book it. Go ahead. So we left, and me and my partner's talking. He's like, dude, that tape's never making it into evidence. I go, what? He goes, man, there ain't no way they're turning that shit in. You saw the way they grabbed him and tossed him on the ground. They're not going to turn that tape in. I go, dude, are you serious? He goes, hey, man, you know, it's the laws of the jungle out here. Sometimes they win, sometimes we win. And I'm just like, what do you do? Another one of those conundrums where you're kind of like, should I follow up? Should I stick my nose in? Should I accuse them of not turning it in and it gets back to them and they actually turned it in? Or should I go and start asking questions and then it gets to them that, hey, Rick's asking questions about how you can turn that in, blah, blah, you better be careful. You know, next thing I know, I'm calling for cover because I'm getting my ass whipped, and they're sitting in a parking lot, if you look at one of my other videos, and I'm out there with no cover. So, you know, and again, did this happen a lot? No, I mean, with me it didn't happen a whole bunch. I mean, I'm telling you kind of cases that I remember. Did it happen a lot that I didn't know about it? Maybe. Was it major serious, and should people go to jail and lose their jobs? Hey, you know, when a guy's fighting you and he's running and he make, you know, there's an old saying, if you make the cops chase you and catch you, they're bringing an ass whipping when they catch you. And is that good or bad? Hey, I kind of think once you got the guy in handcuffs, fight's over. I don't like beating up a guy that can't fight back. I think that's cowardly and I don't like it. But sometimes, you know, other people get the message that it's okay to run and you can run from the cops and they're not going to do anything when they catch you, so why not run? Because the courts aren't going to do anything. So if the cops don't do anything, why not just run? Well, the flip side is, if you run from the cops, you better get away because you know they're bringing an ass whipping, so that's going to give you more motivation to get away. So, again, one of those things that I'm sure the cop haters are going to be, I knew it! Cops are always beating up and hiding and planting evidence. Now, look. Is this guy going to get a big crime for buying dope and tossing it? He's probably been arrested 10 times. He's probably got a rap sheet 14 pages long. And he's probably going to get drug diversion. So, you know, from the cops' perspective, we're risking our life. We're chasing this guy. We don't know if he's wanted for murder. We don't know what else he's done. We don't know if he's got a weapon. We don't know if he woke up today and said, I'm going to kill a cop. We don't know any of that. So we're risking our lives for a piece of freaking crack that ain't worth shit. And now, not only are we risking our lives just to catch the guy with the crap, now we're going to risk our whole career by turning in another cop because he might have used too much force, or he twisted his arm when he didn't, or maybe he was kneeling in his back when he didn't have to, or maybe he did. It's a very, very complex situation, and everybody want to make it easy. But you know what? Shit happens. I thought the guy was kind of funny. He didn't even have to go to the doctor, so it wasn't like he got beat up that bad. But, you know, for me, I thought they could have stopped earlier than they did, but wasn't the end of the world. All right? Maybe it was the end of the world for some of you. You'd be like, you're dirty! You're at it! Whatever. All right, well, in that there.